Leprosy is not a big deal with us anymore. I've never known a leper, although I've been visiting hospitals for years. Never met a leper. Because it's pretty much a contained ailment today. But in the time of Jesus, it was a real mystery, a medical mystery. I guess there was no real medical research going on. When you became a leper, you had to get out because it was contagious. At least people thought it was. So if you lived with your family, you had to leave your family. You couldn't go anywhere near people who didn't have the disease. You had to call out leper, leper, if you approached a crowd of people so that they could scatter or ring a bell sometimes. So it was a real hardship that Jesus cured when he met this group of lepers. And it's interesting that what leprosy did, it drove you away from your family and friends. But here was a Samaritan in the midst of these Jews. And you would never find those two together for any other reason except that they were sharing a common misery, I guess. Misery loves company. So Jesus heals the leper. Now, what does that have to do with us? After all, we don't meet lepers, and we're not real, and we pretty much we're doing a great job in the medical world over the years. We've cured many diseases which were never cured before. So what does this have to do with us, the disciples of Jesus? Well, we're at that point in the liturgical year which I like to call the end of the semester. From June, Pentecost Sunday onwards, we've been hearing the readings, and they've been pretty much describing for us what we are to do as we take the place of Jesus, or rather Jesus continues his life in our lives down through the ages. The last line of the second reading was interesting. Even though we deny Jesus, he will never deny us. He will never turn on us because he cannot deny himself. Jesus recognizes himself in us, just as the world is supposed to recognize Jesus in us and carry on his saving ministry. So at this time of year, after we've studied what it means to be a disciple for all these months, I think we're sort of at the end of the semester, and you know what happens at the end of the semester? We take exams. And I think today's is the first exam. The question on the exam is, who are your lepers? Who are my lepers? Who are the people that I stay as far away from as possible and want to stay as far away from me as they can? We have them sometimes in the family. Relationships in the family. We have it in neighborhoods. Often it is determined by not leprosy on the skin, but the color of skin. We have it in our nation. We're a Christian nation, we say, and yet we have lepers by the hundreds today, usually by the color of their skin, but not always. Internationally, there are leper communities. Look at the Sudan. It's been under famine for about 3 years, and nothing's been done by the rest of the nations. So leprosy may be cured as a disease, but each one of us must face up to the fact that if we have any lepers in our life, we have to do what Jesus did when he met a leper, and that's cure the person, welcome the person, touch the person. Who are my lepers? And what am I going to do to heal them? Because in the process of healing them, I will heal myself.